On the last night of Lucas's out-of-town trip, a woman suddenly walked into his video call. One of his coworkers teased, "Your washed-up housewife know about this? You two still check in by video every single night, right?" Lucas seemed to remember only then. He paused, then answered lazily, "Natalie, relax. She knows I'm busy. If she notices I missed tonight's call, she'll make excuses for me. She can't live without me anyway." I stayed silent for a long time. Quietly, I ended the call and pretended nothing had happened. That night I didn't phone again, didn't text to see how he was. Early next morning, he messaged a photo. He and a female colleague half-dressed on the same bed. Caption: "Hotel was booked solid, had to share. Rough night, huh?" He probably thought I'd believe him, the way I always had. But he didn't realize. The second I saw it, every promise imploded. In my heart, he was already gone. Lucas's words froze me in place. My phone almost slipped. 10 p.m. video check-ins had been iron law for 5 years of marriage. All week he'd called on the sometimes panning the camera over city lights for me. But tonight, 10:30 came and went with no word. Afraid something had happened, I rang him myself. When the call connected, he didn't notice. The lens stared at the ceiling while drunk laughter spilled through. "Lucas, quite the night, aren't you? Our gorgeous Mia toasts you, and you never say no," someone shouted. "Come on, Mia's our department star. Couldn't have finished this project without her," Lucas slurred. The phone wobbled and I caught her profile in the frame. Mia, the new designer. Black low-cut dress, leaning on Lucas like they were a couple. Then came the lines I'd already heard. "Housewife. Can't live without him." Each syllable a blade. In the mirror I saw pale cheeks, baggy sweats, hair twisted carelessly on top. The very picture of a washed-up housewife. I'd quit my award-winning design director job to be a full-time wife. 5 years of groceries, laundry, and scheduling his dry cleaning. That's all I was to him now. I sat in the living room the rest of the night, mind replaying every word. Just before dawn, my phone buzzed. Lucas had texted. First the photo. He and Mia rumpled on one bed, hair messy, her lipstick faint on his collar. Caption: breezy as ever. Hotel was booked solid, had to share. Rough night, huh? Plus a shrug emoji. I stared for a long time. Even a child could guess what happened. Yet he sent it with zero shame. Right, because I couldn't live without him. He assumed I'd swallow it like every other time. Whenever Mia had popped up, whenever I'd protested, I'd always caved. "Babe, sorry, passed out, phone died, couldn't check in." Mia got hammered by VIP, almost blacked out. I couldn't leave a colleague. "Don't overthink it." Nothing happened. Messages poured in, seamless explanations, same style as always. I didn't answer. Instead, I opened the photo album and flipped to our wedding pictures. There I was, radiant, eyes full of our future. Back then, Lucas still promised, "Marry me. I'll make you the happiest woman alive." 5 years. The vow had become a punchline. "Babe, you there?" Why the silent treatment? Another voice message, his tone laced with impatience. I took a slow breath and typed back. "Morning. Fell asleep waiting for your call." Instant reply. "Knew you'd worry, so I'm checking in early. Flight this afternoon. Home tonight. What you want from duty free?" Reading that, I felt a bitterness I'd never known. What did I want? Could he still give it? "Nothing. House is stocked," I answered. This time, he sensed the chill. A voice call came at once. I steadied myself and picked up. "You mad, honey?" he asked carefully. "Not mad, just tired." "Bad night?" I should have called earlier, my bad. A female voice drifted in. "Jamie, time to leave for Sanibel." Mia, syrupy now. Nothing like the night before. "Quinn," Lucas answered then to me. "Off to the airport. See you tonight." The instant he hung up, I stepped into the shower. Water cranked as hot as I could stand, scrubbing like I could wash the disgust away. When I came out, it was noon. I looked at the empty rooms and realized the joke had been on me for 5 years. I'd surrendered $1 million salary, my career, myself, to this prison called home. And him? While he soaked up my devotion, he played around without a care. Enough. Absolutely enough. At 3 p.m., Eleanor called. Natalie, honey, Lucas said he's landing tonight. What are you cooking? Her voice bright as usual. Mom, I'm not feeling great. Dinner won't be anything special. Oh dear, should I come help? Just a headache. Rest will fix it. Take it easy then. Oh, and make a few of his favorites. Poor boy's been working so hard. I grip the phone, hands shaking. Reward him for sleeping with another woman? Sure, Mom, I said sweetly. After I hung up, I opened the MacBook that had been gathering dust for years. I logged into the Gmail I hadn't used in 5 years. It was crammed with unread messages, most from old VIPs and headhunters. One had arrived last month. Casey, I heard you've been away from the design world for a while. I don't know if you'd consider coming back. My firm is lining up a major project, and we desperately need talent like you. The sender was a former VIP of mine, now a VP at a well-known real estate group. I stared at that message for a long time. Then I opened the reply field.
Dylan, long time no see.
Thank you for remembering me. I'm very interested in the project you mentioned. Would it be convenient to discuss it in detail?
Send.
When I'd finished, I checked the time. Lucas would be home in 3 hours. I stood up and went to our open-plan kitchen to start dinner. Sweet and sour ribs, steamed sea bass, garlic broccoli, winter melon soup. All his favorites. Just like every other day for the past 5 years. At 7, he pushed the door open. Honey, I'm back. He sounded upbeat. I carried the last dish out of the kitchen, wearing the same smile as always. You're home? Go wash up and eat. Lucas hesitated, probably surprised by my calm. He set down his suitcase and stepped in for a hug. I sidestepped smoothly and turned back toward the kitchen. The food's getting cold. Go wash your hands. By the time he returned, I was already seated at the table. Honey, I brought you a gift from the trip. He produced a fancy box like a conjurer. Inside was a designer purse. Do you like it? He asked eagerly. I opened the lid and glanced in. This year's new release, expensive. He'd apparently forgotten I no longer had anywhere to carry a 4-figure bag. A stay-at-home wife toting a $10,000 purse to the farmer's market? Cameron, it's gorgeous. I set the box aside. He looked vaguely let down but sat and started eating. Babe, your cooking keeps getting better. Those ribs are insane. He praised between mouthfuls. I ate quietly, nodding now and then. Oh, the project talks went great. Bonus should be fat this year. How about a trip to Europe? You've always wanted Paris.
Paris. I had wanted it.
3 years ago. Since then he'd promised annually, only to cancel because work was crazy. We'll see. You're always swamped, I answered flatly. He laid down his chopsticks and studied me. Are you still mad about last night? I already explained. The hotel was fully booked. I'm not angry. I cut him off. Eat, it's getting cold. After dinner, he volunteered to do the dishes. Honey, go relax. I've got this.
I didn't object.
Mug in hand, I settled on the living room sofa. Some inane variety show flickered on the screen, but my mind was elsewhere. My iPhone buzzed. Dylan had answered. Casey, fantastic. I can't believe you're open to this. Free tomorrow afternoon? Let's meet and talk. I considered, then typed. Sure. 2 p.m. tomorrow, the usual cafe in Riverdale. As I hit send, Lucas walked in from the kitchen. He sat beside me and attempted to drape an arm over my shoulder. We haven't really talked in ages. I tensed. Indeed, so long I couldn't recall the last civil conversation. What do you want to talk about? Well, do you get bored at home? Maybe find something to do. I turned. His expression was strained. Why the sudden concern? No reason, just thinking you must be lonely. Mia said. He stopped too late.
Mia.
Again. What about Mia? I asked evenly. Nothing. She mentioned lots of housewives take up side gigs, kill time, and earn a little cash. I almost laughed. So Mia wanted to run my life, as well as steal my husband. Really? What does she suggest? Missing the irony, he plunged on. She says try social selling or open an online store. She remembers you used to design, maybe freelance? I inhaled, reining in temper. Cameron for the tips. I'll think about it. Honey, She means well. I'm tired. Going to bed. I left him on the couch. In bed I tossed, unable to sleep. Every scene replayed. Last night's video, this morning's photo, tonight's chat. Each detail reminded me the marriage had spoiled. My phone vibrated again. Expecting work mail, I looked. Lucas on WhatsApp, sending a shot. Him and Mia at the waterfront condo development celebration, toasting Dom, beaming. Mia in scarlet gown, stunning. Lucas gazing at her with admiration, the way he hadn't looked at me in forever. Caption: tonight we celebrate a perfect finish. Staring at it, I felt the last trace of warmth die. He did it on purpose, testing how far he could push.
Just like the hotel room selfie this morning.
Fine. Let him keep performing. I'd play along. Until everything was ready. The next morning, Lucas was still asleep. I got up early and made breakfast the way I always did. Fried eggs, bacon, toast, freshly squeezed orange juice. A standard Western breakfast, his favorite. By the time he came downstairs, everything was already set on the table. "Babe, you're up so early today?" he asked, surprised. He'd stayed in my home office late last night, claiming he was organizing documents for a business trip. I knew better. He was probably chatting with Mia. When I'd walked past the door, I'd heard the low laugh he only uses when he's flirting. That happy laugh hadn't surfaced between us in a long time. "Habit," I said, pouring him a cup of coffee. "Right, I'm going out this afternoon." "Where to?" he asked absently, eyes on his phone. "Meeting a friend I haven't seen in ages." "Okay. Come back early. Mom said she's coming for dinner." I hesitated. "Sure." After breakfast, Lucas left for work. Before walking out, he planted his usual kiss on my forehead. The instant his lips touched my skin, every instinct screamed for me to jerk away. I controlled myself. The show must go on. Once he was gone, I dressed with care. Deep in the closet hung the professional clothes I used to wear to the studio. 5 years had passed, some no longer fit. I picked the best set, added refined makeup. The woman in the mirror finally looked nothing like the washed-out housewife I'd become. I smiled at my reflection. "Natalie, welcome back." At 2 p.m. sharp, I walked into Riverdale. Dylan was already waiting. "Casey, it really is you." He stood, delighted. "You're still stunning. Haven't changed a bit." I smiled and shook his hand. "You flatter me, Dylan." We sat, and he came straight to the point. "Casey, I won't beat around the bush. Our company is launching a high-end residential development. The design concept has to be innovative yet tasteful. The first person I thought of was you." He opened his tablet and showed me the package. Big project, generous budget, plenty of creative runway. Exactly my specialty. "Name your terms." "I just want you on board," he said, utterly sincere. I lifted my coffee and took a slow sip. "Dylan, I haven't designed anything in 5 years." "I know, but talent like yours is in your bones. I still study your portfolio. That distinctive vision isn't something you can teach." His words rang true. Design is my passion. Even while I stayed home, I kept up with every trend and breakthrough in the field. "Give me a few days to think it over." "Of course."
Take your time.
"I'll be waiting for good news." When I left Riverdale, it was past 4. Instead of heading home, I drove to Sanibel. I bought several new outfits and booked a quick restyle appointment. Bags in hand, I stepped through our front door at 6. Eleanor had already arrived and was busy in our open-plan kitchen.
She froze when she saw me.
"Natalie, what happened to you?" "Just went shopping with a friend," I said cheerfully. She frowned. "A wife should put her family first. Stop running around all day. Lucas works so hard. You need to be more considerate." I didn't argue. I simply nodded. "I'll go change." At dinner, Lucas came home. He did a visible double-take at my new look. "Babe, you look great," he managed, the compliment sounding forced. Eleanor snorted. "Pretty is useless if you ignore the house. If I hadn't cooked tonight, you two would have gone hungry." I smiled and served her more vegetables. "You're right, Mom. I didn't plan well." Morgan. "Mom. Natalie just went out for once." "Once." Eleanor cut him off. "A woman should behave like a woman. Look at Mia, competent at work and thoughtful to colleagues. Such a virtuous girl.
Mia.
Always Mia. My fingers tightened around my chopsticks. Lucas's face darkened. Mom, can we just eat? Am I wrong? She pressed. Mia even texted yesterday to ask how your stomach was feeling. Considerate girl, unlike certain people who only know how to enjoy themselves. Turns out Mia isn't just seducing my husband, she's courting my mother-in-law as well. Impressive. Mom's right. I should learn from Mia, I said sweetly. Does Mia have a boyfriend? Someone that wonderful must have lots of suitors. Eleanor's eyes lit up. Actually, no. Natalie, do you know anyone suitable? I glanced at Lucas. He was staring into his rice bowl, ears red. Let me think. Oh, my friend's younger brother is single, a family law, very decent guy. Shall we set up a meeting? Lucas set his chopsticks down hard. Quit meddling in other people's business. Annoyance crackled in his voice. Eleanor looked from him to me, suspicious. I kept my gentle smile. True. A gem like Mia deserves someone extraordinary. The meal ended under that strange tension. After Eleanor left, Lucas sat in the living room smoking. He rarely lights up indoors unless something's eating at him. Babe, what was that tonight? I was clearing plates. What do you mean? You know Mom talks like that. Why stoop to her level? And all that stuff about Mia. What about Mia? I paused, dish in hand. Your mom praises her, so I offered to introduce her to a nice guy. Problem. Lucas stubbed out his cigarette and walked over. You know damn well what I mean. I looked straight into his eyes. He looked away. Forget it. Let's turn in early. That night, Lucas came to bed earlier than usual. He wrapped his arms around me and murmured endless sweet nothings. Babe, let's have a baby, he whispered in the dark. My body went rigid. A baby?
Now.
Didn't you want to wait until your promotion? Plans change. He stroked my hair. Besides, you're bored at home. A kid would change everything. I closed my eyes, cold laughter echoing inside me. So this was the new cage, parenthood, to keep me from ever restarting my life. I'm not in great shape right now. The doctor says I need to adjust my health first. Then take your time, no rush. He didn't press. In fact, he sounded relieved. Over the next few days, I juggled Lucas while secretly building my file. First stop, the bank. All these years Lucas had controlled the family money. Our joint savings still held $2 million, yet in the last 3 months, he'd wired out $800,000. Every memo said investment. I screenshotted every transfer. Then I called family law to learn how the divorce litigation works. Family law said I'd need more than suspicion. Alex, the hotel room selfie alone won't prove adultery. Concrete corroboration is better. I remembered the bed shot. Does this count? Family law nodded. Helpful, but stack it with more.
Got it.
Meanwhile, I officially took over Dylan's waterfront condo development. While Lucas was at the office, I camped in my home office, blasting through drawing after drawing, pride flooding back. Casey, the VIP adores your scheme. Experts really should stick to their craft. Reading the compliment in my Gmail, I smiled. I was never meant to rot in that cage. A month later, Lucas announced another trip. Sanibel, 1 week. Babe, why don't you come? He asked while folding shirts. My hands paused. No, it's a business thing. He exhaled. True, schedule's brutal. I'll bring you something. I grinned sweetly, already certain Mia would tag along. Sure enough, the day after he left, she updated her Instagram. Sanibel sand, sunset, and male fingers photographing her. The watch on that wrist was Natalie's birthday gift to Lucas. Screenshot, save, back to work. Day 3, Lucas FaceTimed. Babe, Sanibel is gorgeous. Next time we'll come together. Hotel room backdrop looked spotless. Sounds perfect. Sign the deal today. The VIP's buying dinner tonight. Easy on the Pinot. Anything for you. The second he hung up, I opened her feed again. Candlelit table. Opposite seat empty, except for that same hand. Caption, flawless night. So that's the VIP dinner? 5th day of the trip, my iPhone rang. Sunset front desk. Are you Lucas? Yes. Mr. Vance needs payment approval for incidentals. His card was declined. We require another method. Declined. How much? Presidential suite upgrade, Dom. Certain specialty services. 5,800 total. I inhaled slowly. Send the itemized folio to my Gmail. The email made my stomach drop. Couples package, toys, condoms, each line shouting the obvious. I called Lucas. Babe, what's wrong? Panic cracked his voice. Why is your card frozen? Must have maxed it. Hotel says you owe 5,800. Silence. Well, the VIP insisted on the presidential suite. I couldn't say no. Then let the VIP pay. He's passed out. And Mia? Isn't she your assistant? His breathing hitched. She's in her room. I'll wire the money. Avery, you're the best. I hung up and never sent a cent. Instead, I speed-dialed family law. Is the incriminating evidence enough? Plenty, Alex. File whenever you're ready. Lucas flew back on Sunday. I met him at Sanibel in the wrap dress he loves. Face perfectly beat. When he saw me, lust and guilt collided in his eyes. Babe, you look insane. Cameron. I took his suitcase. All the way home, he yapped about beaches and closed deals. Never Mia, never once. I let him ramble. Inside the house, I laid out wintermelon soup, bacon, fried eggs, and uncorked a bottle of Pinot. Big occasion, he asked. Just felt like celebrating. What? I lifted my glass. Us. Wine sloshed over his knuckles. Babe, you. Cheers. I emptied my glass. Halfway through dinner, I slid a folder across. What's this? Open it. He did, and went chalk white. Divorce papers. Natalie, explain. Exactly what it says. We're done. No. He shot up, his chair crashing. Have you lost it? Everything's fine. Why destroy us? I spread photographs across the table like tarot cards. Candids with Mia, hotel folios, transfer logs, bulletproof. Color drained from his cheeks. You tailed me? No need. You two post slideshows. It's not what you think. Lucas, I said quietly, stop insulting my intelligence. He collapsed, head in hands. Minutes crawled before he looked up, eyes bloodshot. I messed up. Babe, I swear it's over. Just one blip. Too late. Not if we fight. He lunged for my fingers. 5 years, Natalie. You can't walk. You bailed first, I said, pulling free, the minute you crawled into her bed. Temporary insanity. Temporary? I laughed. 800 grand over 3 months is temporary? Every business trip with her is temporary? Telling Eleanor how perfect she is temporary? Each sentence carved deeper until he had nothing left. That night, Lucas knelt for a long time. He cried and said many things. Said Mia had seduced him. Said it was just a momentary novelty. Said in his heart there was only me. I sat on the sofa and listened quietly. My heart was utterly calm. Natalie, can we start over? I'll listen to you about everything. If you want to work, I'll support you. If you want to travel, I'll go with you. Please don't leave me. I glanced at the time. It was already 2 a.m. Lucas, go sleep in the guest room first. We'll talk tomorrow. He looked as if he'd been granted amnesty, nodding again and again. Okay, you rest first. Tomorrow we'll talk properly. After he left, I locked the master bedroom door. Early the next morning, my iPhone was flooded with messages. All from Lucas. Apologies, promises, please. I didn't reply. Instead, I packed his clothes and set them in the living room. Move out for now, I told him when he woke. What? He couldn't believe it. Divorce takes time. During that period, we live separately.
No.
I won't move. This is my house. I took out the deed. The house is my premarital property. If you refuse, I'll file for enforcement. Lucas was stunned. He'd probably forgotten. The house really is mine. After Lucas moved out, he began a frantic campaign to win me back. Dozens of calls a day, hundreds of texts, flowers, gifts, waiting downstairs for me. I ignored them all. He even went to beg my mom. Auntie, Natalie won't talk to me. Please persuade her. I really know I was wrong. Mom called me. Natalie, Lucas came to see me. He cried so hard. What on earth happened? I told Mom about the adultery. The line went silent for a long time. Bastard. Mom exploded. I'll go curse him out right now. Mom, don't be angry, I'll handle it. After hanging up, I received a text from Mia. Natalie, can we meet and talk? I thought for a moment and replied, sure. We met at a Riverdale. When Mia arrived, her makeup was flawless, but the exhaustion in her eyes couldn't be hidden. What did you want to see me about? I cut to the chase. She bit her lip. I want to apologize. I was with Lucas. No need to apologize, I interrupted. The one who should apologize is Lucas, not you. You owed me nothing. Mia was taken aback.
But,
Sam, I looked at her. As one woman to another, here's some advice. A man who betrays his wife will betray his mistress too. You think you've won, but actually you lose the most. Mia's face changed. 3 days after talking with Mia, Lucas collapsed. Drunk, he showed up at midnight pounding on my door. Natalie, open up. You have to forgive me. 5 years. We've been together 5 years. You can't be this heartless. I called Riverdale. As they hauled him away, he was still shouting. Natalie, you'll regret this. Without me, you're nothing. You're just an old hag. Leave me, and no one will want you. I stood by the window, watching the patrol car leave. Not a ripple in my heart. His true colors finally exposed. The next day, I received the court summons. Lucas refused the divorce. We were going to trial. Family law said, Alex, prepare for a long fight. He may drag it out for a very long time. Doesn't matter, I replied. I have all the time in the world. Meanwhile, my career soared. Dylan's waterfront condo development was a smash. My design won awards. More VIPs sought me out. I registered my own design studio. From 1 person to 3 to 10. In 6 months, I was back on my feet. Lucas, however, kept harassing me. He even barged into my studio making a scene. After security threw him out, he spread rumors online that I'd cheated, that I'd dumped him for money. I documented everything, ready to sue him for defamation. The divorce litigation lasted 8 months. Lucas pulled every trick, tears, threats, slander, even self-harm. But the incriminating evidence was ironclad, and he was powerless. Finally, the Riverdale court granted the divorce. Because of his adultery and hidden asset transfers, the split favored me. The house was mine. The savings were mine. He left with nothing. The day the judgment came down, Lucas looked 10 years older. Natalie, you're ruthless, he said, eyes red. You've left me with nothing. I answered calmly. You chose this yourself. I hate you, he roared. Feel free. Walking out of the courthouse, the sun was blinding. I took a deep breath. The air of freedom, so sweet. Behind me came Lucas's voice. Natalie, you'll regret this. No one will ever love you or care about you the way I did. Leaving me is your loss. I paid no attention. Let him say whatever he wants. It's completely finished. Later I heard Lucas had lost his mind and strangled Mia. He kept claiming that if she hadn't seduced him, he'd never have betrayed me. It was all because of Mia that he'd lost me. Sure enough, Riverdale arrested him. He received a 5-year prison term. I didn't dwell on it. I already have a new life. Everything has started fresh. Cameron for listening to today's story. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate it? If you like this video, please like and share it with friends. We look forward to your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to our Riverdale for more wonderful stories.
see you next time.